Okay, gardeners, so garden friends, this is what we're going to be putting in the ground, and this is going to look really unsubstantial for now, but I think in the long run it's going to look really good. I've got some spring bulbs coming out as well, so that's really fun, but this is kind of going into that kind of late winter, early spring interest and adding a little bit more of this, and I am going to be putting this in the driveway. So this one is called Mount Aso, or red cap. And it is a salix, so this one likes full sun or a sunny place. It also can be pruned after blossoming, so you can kind of pollard it and make it smaller. I'm not quite sure of the design of this just yet, but this one can get, I think, up to 3 meters by 3 meters. So I have 2 of these, and I just love how this looks. There you go. You can see some of the red color in it here. And this is where I'm going to be putting these. So I have 2 of them, and I wanted to add a little bit more of a formal element to the driveway. The driveway isn't paved at the minute. It was gravel, and then I had some chip drop done, and I've just covered it in wood mulch because this gravel was completely just covered in weeds, and I really wanted to cut the weeds down. And so this has helped me stay on top of the weeding, but in essence, what I'm getting in the ground are these 2 salixes. So you can see I've got a hedge running across the bottom here. At some point I want a bin cover to go over the bins to kind of cover those, and a little bit more decorative, maybe something with some alpines kind of flowering on top would be really fun. But let me just show you the plants that I've got in the front. Now this is separate to the driveway, so there is some Aquilegia that was kind of here when we moved in, scattered through, and this is where this is going. So what I have in the front is I've planted some plugs of euonymus. I think this one's white spire. It's a variegated texture with a bit of pink in it, so I think the red cats are actually going to work really well in this space. So what I was saying is I want to get these 2 in just to provide a little bit of formal interest, and I'm either going to pleach these to where I get them growing sideways as like a small divider between us and our neighbors and something really pretty and colorful for both of us, or I'm going to let them just kind of grow up and then keep pollarding them over time. Maybe let them get a little bit bigger. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, that would be really groovy. So I'm really excited about this. You can see the euonymus hedge here, and I'm just going to pop these salixes just slightly to the front of this. I think I've done them like equidistant. There's a couple of other things that I have. So on this wall here, I have what's called a Carolina jessamine. I got this one from Burncoast Nursery. This is semi-evergreen, and that when it gets a little bit of cold weather, it will suffer a little bit of leaf drop, but this one should be absolutely fine. And I've got some really nice new growth. So this one is also called, so it's Carolina jessamine, but it also has another name which I'll pop on the screen, which I cannot remember, and I normally know it. Then I also have a yellow flowering shrub that's kind of suffered a little bit. I'll put the name on the screen of this one. So it's got some little yellow flowers. I want to say it's Gardenia, but I don't think that is it. And I've also got down this side, because there's a gas line that runs from here to the other side of the car, I can't really plant anything. And originally I wanted a flowering cherry or something going along the front of this building or our house, and I don't think that's possible, so I had to pivot. Sometimes in gardening you pivot, and I'm going to grow some more Carolina jessamine up this side, mixed in with some Clematis. So I've got some little bitty seedlings here, and I've got another Carex because I really like Carex as a grass, and it does really well for me. The variety that I have is called milk chocolate. I picked up milk chocolate at a garden center, and this, believe it or not, all of this, so I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I ended up getting 20 divisions off that one clump. So it was really good value for money. I think it was 16 pound or 20 pound or something like that. And I think it's going to give a really nice kind of breezy texture, and this will establish quite well and fill in. So I'm really excited about that. So that is on this side of the house. We've got a shrub here. I'm not sure if this is going to stay, but I do kind of want something a bit taller. That gas line does end here, so I think I could probably do something maybe tall and weeping there. And then this is a really ugly bin collection, but this is where I want to kind of cover up the bins. So I think that would be a fun project over time. So these are the two salixes that we're going to get in the ground. So you can see they've got a little bit of that winter interest. Okay, everyone, so it didn't take too long. One of the things I did, my camera ended up dying halfway through, so I ended up weeding the driveway. And you can see I've got the Carolina Jasmine working its way up the wall, and I'm quite encouraged because there's quite a lot of new growth. This is a very vigorous vine, and I'm really excited to see this just cover as much of the driveway area as possible. So you can see I've got the white spire euonymus. I just threw a little bit of handful of compost. This isn't really a garden bed as such. This is a few layers of gravel and then a lot of clay, and these are really small when I put them in. So I've just been adding little bits of compost, and I'm sure they'll eventually reach the clay underneath, and they'll stabilize. So I haven't really officially turned this into a bed, although it might be quite nice at some point to edge this whole section. But I'm not there yet. I'm just getting the plants in the ground and established as the first step. So you can see I put a little handful of compost. You can see the euonymus hedge. I don't want it to get any higher than the bottom of the fence, which is perfect because it will cover up to the graft point on these standards, and then we'll have another layer from there. Now, the layout of these, if you can see them, so I've managed to get both of these in the ground. So this is looking really good. The graft still looks a bit kind of minging at the minute, but these will kind of shoot off, and they're quite vigorous salixes, so it should be absolutely fine in the clay soil. it gets plenty of sunlight, and what it should do is provide, so these are evenly spaced, so 5. And if I'm looking out to the roads, you can see just barely one here, and they'll either kind of form nice kind of Y shapes, or I'll pleach them, and pleaching them is where you kind of grow them horizontally. It's kind of like a tall espalier. I haven't quite decided. I'll figure out more when I see how these kind of grow in. But overall, I'm really excited about this. I think what a fabulous way to kick off spring. Hi everyone, and welcome to my garden. My name is Maude, and Keith is my constant garden companion. He's my cat, and he's just there. I wasn't going to, didn't have any plans of filming. I had no plans of going to the garden center, and of course, whatever, it's fine. I'm really excited because I managed to pick up a Clematis or Clematis, and it's one that I've been looking at for a long time, and they've been really expensive, like 80 quid, and of course they're quite sizable. Anyways, it gets 8 meters tall, and I was like, I gotta have it. And then I get it home and I'm thinking, where does it fit in my garden? Nowhere, because I've got no space. So I've got an opening which is just here, and it's right in front of the driveway. And basically what I thought I would do is create like a little arbor with some materials that I already had. If you were a professional builder, can you just be quiet? And just say well done, and hope it doesn't fall down. But in essence, I had a couple of I think they're pressure treated 2x4s, and they were left over from being ripped out of the house. And the whole point of this was to be free, because I spent a good chunk of money on a Clematis that I didn't think I was going to be spending. But of course I ended up spending it anyways. So the idea is to, and I've got to kind of fix it, and this is what you're going to see me do, is to basically fix this janky trellis to the concrete pillars. Now I've done that proper, and that I've put wall plugs in and everything, so it's not going anywhere. And I'm creating some supports from a pallet, so they're just here, and I'm going to be squaring out the opening of this, and I'm just going to finish that. The light's probably going to go, and I've got mud all over my face. But anyways, I'm just going to turn the camera around, and if you even are bothered to see it, you're more than welcome to see what it ends up looking like. Okay, everyone, so I am covered in mud. Got dirt everywhere, my hair's in knots, but I think it turned out okay. So I got what I wanted, which was a little bit of an entrance for this front because I don't have a gate here. Just kind of like more of a defined, kind of barrier. And I also had this Clematis ormandii, so eventually this whole thing will be covered in a wall of green. And then obviously in the kind of early spring, late spring, it'll be covered in these beautiful, fragrant, lovely flowers. So I'm not going to stain it, I don't think. I'm not going to paint it, I don't think. I'm just going to let it do its nut. Hi everyone, and welcome to part 2. Last night got really dark and I didn't finish everything that I wanted to do. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm not sure if I quite like this. In fact, my friend said it's a bit like Pirates of the Caribbean. The hanging bit. So I think I need to fix that. I might change the rope placement, but what I'm going to do now is just put some white on it to see if that improves the look that I want, because it doesn't really, as beautiful as I think this is, it's not. It doesn't match the front of the house. I think a bit of white paint should help. And then if that doesn't help, then I'm going to change the placement of the ropes that I've got in place. So if you haven't seen already, I've got this Clematis, evergreen Clematis, which the idea is it to eventually cover everything. So you're not really going to see much of the structure. But what I really wanted to do was kind of narrow down the entrance to the back, because I don't have a gate right now. I'm using things that I more or less had on hand to be frugal. But then I went and spent money to make this work, so I don't know how frugal that was, but I do know it was cheaper than putting a new gate in. So I just wanted to kind of make it a little bit more intimate so that I don't feel so exposed when I'm sat in the back garden. Anyways, I'm gonna set the camera up and you can finish watching my terrible paint job while I fulfill my Tom Sawyer adventures. See you. Hi everyone, this is Editing Maude here. So just wanted to let you know that the little Picea that I'm planting is called Daisy, and this one already had actually about 2 of these, and the idea was that these were going to kind of flank a pathway, and then I didn't like how that looked, and then so I moved them into a bed, and as luck would have it, it was the perfect plant to put around this kind of opening. And like I said, because there isn't a gate on it, I just wanted to be able to kind of close in a little bit. And then I'm also potting up our gardenia that I have, just to kind of add a bit more greenery and, you know, just kind of fill in the space around this area. Overall, I think I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It was more or less frugal. Not totally frugal, kind of frugal, a little frugal. But it was fun. I'm just adding some divided succulents, so autumn joy sedum going in, and this is the pot that I've added on the left to just kind of balance out. It's really lovely. It was glazed. It was 50% off, so I thought it was a really good deal. And I put in this a Thuja Whipcord and carried on another matching conifer. And obviously Keith is checking it out, but overall I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I think it made the entrance to the back garden a little bit more defined, a little bit more cozy. I think there's more plants that I want to put around this, just to kind of fill it in, but I think not bad at all. I also really appreciate having the leftover white paint to be able to paint this kind of arbor trellis and also the other wooden bits that I've made out of pallets. I think it just kind of cleaned it all up and made it look a little bit less tired. Overall, not bad. If you enjoyed watching this, thank you. If you saw it all the way to the end, thank you. And if you have any comments or feedback, I'd love it to see what you think. Anyways, see you next time. Bye.